Alright guys, so we keep on getting cut and you're unable to see the rest of my live video. So I decided let me do a video this way so I can post it up. Let me narrate you through what has happened in Zimbabwe. First thing you have to understand, it's a game of chess, not checkers. We're playing a chess game in the country. And right now, you have Lady Gaga who is celebrating to have been ahead of the chess game, but she's not. She's playing musical chairs. She thinks these are Barbie dolls. And she thinks she's winning, but she's not really winning. Mnangagwa has essentially become the most important and powerful man in the country. I am going to explain to you how. If you've ever heard about the story Nganga inonzi Ndunge, Nganga ya Robert. Nganga ya Robert inenge yakagara papa emakuseni. Paninga uno nguwa dzekutamukedza kwana anakumuka mudhorobha mwatungamira enda kudenga. Nganga yayo pindiro yo Robert muka. Robert muka. Do basa nganga ya. So as long as nganga yayo iripo inopfeka mudhara ya mburugwa mudhara anongoramba engine wachita chimuka. Do basa rayo rekuti tesei rambe richimeka sure mudhara ashinura makuseni. But what Lady Gaga is failing to understand is mudhara anogona kugwinwa negetsi, agwinwa negetsi, mudhara omuka achida kuda divorce. Akamuka achida da divorce rake chessboard ratomuchinjira. So ngaachenjere Lady Gaga pakutamba musical chairs pakapa kuti musical chairs yacho inogona kurishafula iye futi, because her only entitlement into the palace is the fact that akarorwa nani na gushas. Saka sekuru wake vakamurora, saka muzukuru na sekuru vari kupfurirana paipaya. Muzukuru ari kufunga kuti akumhanya chunu. But she doesn't understand it's a game of chess. What they've essentially done by firing Emerson Mnangagwa is they have now radicalized ZANU-PF. So essentially you now have provinces that have been radicalized because they're now so bitter, so angry, but so organized that they know exactly how to penetrate ZANU-PF, they know exactly how to fight ZANU-PF, and they know exactly how to defeat ZANU-PF. So all Emerson Mnangagwa has to do now, and he has done the right thing. Emerson Mnangagwa has left the country. He has left the country to go outside of the country to organize. As he is outside of the country organizing, the Chinese got him out, because remember, the Chinese are invested in Emerson Mnangagwa because Batoka, Mashingo Road, Kariba Road, all those are projects that were done by the Chinese with the help of Mnangagwa. So he still has the Chinese to assist him. But understand, Mnangagwa is a jungle boy. He is a boy who understands how to fight in the jungle. That's all he knows. And he now has a good regiment to back him up to do it. He can come back into the country as a hero. While he's outside of the country, he simply has to organize his forces. He has a lot of people within the military. So a military coup is something that is now highly likely. I'm not surprised if the military goes on red alert. It is highly likely that we're now looking at a possibility of a military coup. But even in the absence of that possibility, we're looking at a unison of Maimujuru, Emerson Mnangagwa, Morgan Changirai, and the three of those are such a strong force, they can dismantle ZANU-PF forever. Forget about registering to vote. There is no election that is going to happen in Zimbabwe that is going to be of use right now. What is going to happen in Zimbabwe right now is the old war veterans are now going to go back into the jungle. These people are reverting back to where they started. Why else do you think ZBC would have brought in new vans that are all bulletproof? The reason these vans have been brought in, all their OB outside broadcasting vans have been designed in order to be able to broadcast from the jungle. We are about to enter a very dangerous phase as a country. I'm not being an alarmist. I'm simply letting you know the realities that we're now potentially looking at. The organizational matrix of any institution, whether a big political party, a big organization, a big church. Think of the church you go to, the party you belong to, the company you work for. There is less than 3 people in any organization that call the shots. Less than 3 people. There is never more than 3 people who call the shots in any organization. So what essentially that means is in every province in the country, there is less than 3 people who are currently holding Chinichinozi Lady Gaga together. They can be dismantled. You dismantle those 3, you dismantle them, you dismantle their infrastructure. Likewise, ZANU-PF, likewise all the other political parties. So I am of the opinion, Zimbabweans, now is the time to start paying attention to the politics a bit more seriously. If you are in the diaspora, start thinking about how you can help. Because now more than ever, the enemy is becoming one to remove the idea of this dynasty. We cannot have the Mugabe children going around the world celebrating Kutoti Vairira by how much they are spending. Today, Chatunga put on his Snapchat post, he put a wristwatch saying $60,000 when your father is running the whole country. The older brother, the older Dundad did the same thing, says this is Zim Asset. Zim Asset is only being experienced by the Mugabe family, and this is not right, and this has got to be put to a stop. Zimbabweans cannot continue treating these people like they are sacrosanct. Mugabe is not sacrosanct. He has to understand that this country, it is a privilege to serve this country, not us having a privilege of being served by him. He is an employee of Zimbabwe, and Zimbabweans have got to get to a place where they begin to understand that Ndoma bossy, iya asiri a bossy. Emmerson Mnangagwa, if you get to watch this, you are now the most powerful man in Zimbabwe. Get out of the country. Stay out of the country. The British are supporting you. The Russians are supporting you. The Chinese are supporting you. And a lot of Zimbabweans are supporting you. Listen to them. Hear their advice. You're not the smartest man in the world. That's why you ended up where you are, where you're now in a lot of trouble. You're not the smartest man. You've let a lot of your men die. Your selfishness is the reason you are where you are now. You had a lot of foot soldiers who were ready and willing to fight for you, but you let them down. But let's put that to the side, okay? We have an opportunity to reorganize and move forward. Team up with Changirai. Team up with Maimujuru. Let that coalition give you the ammunition you need to be able to dismantle the system we all know too well. It can be dismantled. It must be dismantled. I guess I'm going to get into a lot of trouble for this, and I hope when I do get into a lot of trouble, Zimbabweans are actually going to come and have my back, at least pay my bail money or something, get me out of jail or something. But Emmerson Mnangagwa, Mr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, you're no longer the vice president. These are not your friends. Ask Joyce Mujuru. These are not your friends. They don't like you. Jacob Zuma is taking notes. He's about to do the same thing to Cyril Ramaphosa. These are not your friends. Remember the 1966 story of the Gang of Four in China. What you had in China was the wife to Mao Zedong thought she was smart. So she went and she found 3 allies. They called themselves the Gang of Four. They took over the country. But what they did is they radicalized the military in China. So the military in China eventually came back and made them pay a hefty price for that. Right now, I know Mugabe's got a headache. Does he put Mama Dzongwe in trouble? Mama Dzongwe is from the Chikora family, the people who are from the Lake Chivero area, Ndiana Msiamwa, Ndiana Chiera. So that's a very tough ally to have. Outside of him in the Mash West province, everybody else then Ndiana Mofu. Disu anamofu. So he's got a headache of how does he deal nanamofu varuku mashwe. So there's provinces that are going to give him a perpetual headache like Mashingo. So he's got a real big nightmare on his hands. You've got General Chiwenga on the side. You know him. I know that I never really understand him because mkazi was problem madaracho esika andonga ntungwane wakadzi. Ukonewa General Chiwenga wacho ndubutongwa ntungwane mkazi atinazo nzwisika but andisikuwa tuka andisikuwa wanzira ndukuti variko ndo masoja acho kanofana kumira kuti mukatadza kumira panguva yehondo munhu mudomira kana iri nguva yechi. Mukazamirira nguva yehondo muda kumira iri nguva yechi muti muri masoja asingamirire nguva yehondo. The job of the military is to uphold and defend the constitution of the land, which is right now under threat from one mukadzi wozvake dhimoni rakapinda muchechi. My fellow Zimbabweans, we all need to come together now. I'm not saying let's feel sorry for Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is one of the bigger thieves in the country. He stolen while he was in ZANU-PF. I can name you transaction after transaction where he stole. But I can also name you transaction after transaction where Morgan Changirai stole. Right now, Morgan Changirai is being fed by ZANU-PF. He's living in a ZANU-PF house. His flights are chartered by ZANU-PF. He married a ZANU-PF wife. I won't even talk about Tendai Biti. Tendai Biti aiba maru kuna Nicholas Gochi. Baiba mara ikuna mbichana. Mukamba garepas muvunze Tendai Biti ku Tendai Biti. How did you build Zimbabwe zako zirikui nyanga? How did you build Zimbabwe yako yekumwenzi del izveshi? Haizi mari mlelo. Zese zvakaitwa GNU. So zese imbava. But our generation needs to understand that we need to use these thieves to get rid of each other. At some point, our generation will have to step up and our generation will have to take over. But until then, we have a responsibility. Every Zimbabwean who is watching this, I am asking you not to look at anybody's political side, not to look at how anybody voted in the last election, but to understand that we have an opportunity, one silver bullet, to stop a dynasty from taking over. We have one silver bullet, but that silver bullet needs everybody. So find somebody who knows somebody. If you know nobody else, find me. I set up a GoFundMe page for you to put some resources into the efforts. We are currently mobilizing people on the ground. We are at a chance, we have an opportunity to finally get rid of these suckers. So I'm asking all Zimbabweans to help. But I know that they're going to try to come after me because of this video. So let me put a disclaimer. Everything I said As you know, we always say, my jokes, and dan chingotamba, kupiko winda mgabingangano is la kupu, dan chingotamba, and song and story my funnies and did it. This was just a comedy show, so I don't want to get arrested for no nonsense. Alright guys, let's see how this goes.